Hi, Clark Reid back with you with some tech headlines. If you like the reports, we always ask you to help us out by tapping the like button. Just give it a little love pat, and you can also subscribe so you'll know when each new report is posted. Google, AT&T, and Vodafone are pumping $206 million into AST SpaceMobile, a Starlink competitor that intends to offer smartphone service for low-orbit satellites. AST says it has over 40 agreements and understandings with mobile network operators globally, who collectively service over 2 billion subscribers. While Starlink already has over 5,000 satellites delivering home internet service and plans to launch tens of thousands more. It's really not too far ahead of AST SpaceMobile in terms of cellular-enabled satellites. SpaceX, in fact, just launched its first 6 Starlink satellites that can provide cellular transmissions to standard LTE phones a few weeks ago and demonstrated the tech with text messages sent between T-Mobile mobile phones. The U.S. is planning to issue a new executive order that will be aimed at preventing foreign adversaries from accessing troves of highly sensitive personal data about Americans and people connected to the U.S. government, according to Bloomberg. The draft order focuses on ways foreign adversaries are gaining access to America's highly sensitive personal data through legal means, through intermediaries like data brokers, third-party vendor agreements, employment agreements, and investment agreements. The administration is concerned about the collection of data on primarily political figures, journalists, academics, activists, and members of marginalized communities, as well as patient data obtained through healthcare providers and researchers. The order will not be voluntary like the commitments AI companies made this year. Apple has released iOS 17.3, which is a minor upgrade except for one feature, stolen device protection. TheVerge.com notes that as of late, a number of accounts have been taken over after a person meets another person in a place like a bar and then gets them to enter their passcode into the phone and allegedly to put in the new person's number and info. And then the scammer memorizes the passcode. And since they have your name and so forth, they can take over your iCloud account and get into all your saved passwords, like your banking info, to drain your accounts. Stolen device protection requires either Face ID or Touch ID for certain actions, like viewing saved passwords or applying for a new Apple Card. If you're away from home or work, anytime you try to change your password or the like, you'll have to input the passcode and use the biometric ID, and then wait an hour. To use the feature, go to Settings, then select Face ID and Passcode, scroll way down, and you can see Stolen Device Protection. Turn it on. It's off by default. The FTC has ordered Intuit to stop promising and promoting software products and services as free unless they actually are free to all customers. Stands to reason, right? BleepingComputer.com reports the order comes after the Consumer Protection Watchdog's investigation into how Intuit promoted its tax prep software, TurboTax, as being free as part of a years-long deceptive advertising campaign. Around two-thirds of all tax filers in the U.S. couldn't use TurboTax for free, as advertised by the accounting and tax software provider. Instead, they get hit with charges when it's time to file. In other words, you plug in all your info, you go through all that stressful procedure, and then, oh yeah, you can't actually file without paying the fees. By the way, if your taxes are pretty simple and you have an adjusted gross income of $79,000 or less, you can use products available through the IRS's free file program to file federal and state tax returns for actual free. I'm Clark Reid, and you're Technified for now.